Some of you have not walked out of a job midday and it shows. Baby, that's character building. Baby, that's lore. One of my first big girl art jobs was working as a graphic designer for a little company. I worked there for a year and a half, and for some of you, you're gonna be like, big whoop, I've worked at the same job for 10 years, and I'm not even gonna fight that. That's impressive. I get a little bit antsy being anywhere too long. And I probably would have stayed longer had it not been for the fact that they accidentally hired a small gremlin to be the HR lady. She wasn't even in charge of me, she wasn't even my boss, but she still found ways in her 4-foot height to crawl through the vents and come get at me during the workday. But it would be deceitful for me to say that she was the reason I left. You see, the reason I left on that beautiful, fateful day is because my actual boss came into the room where the coworker and I were sitting and closed the door that was always open behind him, just to make us feel a little bit trapped. And he began guilting about how busy we were and how we weren't doing enough for the company and putting in the hours, and that he was disappointed in us, and that he expected us to start coming in on Saturdays to make up for the time that was somehow lost in my 45-hour plus work week. And here's the sitch. I'd already kind of taken down my calendar and cleared out my desk, and all my earthly belongings that were in that office were now safely back in my car long before that day, because I had planned to give a 2 weeks notice. I wanted to be a good girl who did good things and could get a referral. With all that guilt now placed into my small paws, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't give them the grace. I really just wanted to screw them over. I was feeling a little bit impish, a little bit minxy, a little bit devilish, and so I clocked out for my lunch, and then I just kept driving, and it took about 2 hours for them to pick up that I wasn't coming back, mainly pushed by the fact that I sent that little gremlin in HR an email being like, "Hi, I'm not coming back. Thank you for your time. I am ending my business with your company." To which that little gremlin sent me an email demanding the door key back, so I took a key off my ring, hoping it was the right one because I barely used it, sent it to her, turns out wrong key. That's on me, okay? She demands the other key back. She thinks I'm playing games with her. She sends back my key. I put the other key on my key ring into the envelope and I send it off. Hands wiped of the whole thing. No, she sends me a photo via email that the envelope got torn in the process, and that accuses me of doing all this riffraff so that I would keep the key so I could break into their company. And then subsequently threatened to charge me for the entire new door and all of the new keys and all the new locks. To which I replied, "Please show me where in the contract I am liable for all of that garbage." And I never got a response back.